Hello, my Foodwood friends. Welcome. Shanrazas is an Odyssey with a pretty heavy heart and a confused brain on and an unusual video post that I'm going to do this week. I'm going to postpone the video that I had planned, and honestly, I'm a little bit scared to talk politics. And it's actually the reason that I think it's even more important to talk politics. And so I want to share my perspective and view on what's going on and what we can do as far as what's going on in Israel and Gaza and Palestine. I think one of the most dangerous things is that we stop talking to each other. I know that when Trump was voted in as president, parts of my family stopped talking to each other. And I think the division and the not talking that's happening pretty commonly is really dangerous. And so I think we need to talk. I think we need to find a way back to having differences and still connecting and still loving each other, even though we have differences. And so the main point of my video that I want to make today, the message that I want to send, and the message that I hope you all will hear, is to talk to each other, is to try to reconnect and share stories and find common threads. One of the most unnerving things that I've seen since the attack on Israel on Saturday morning is the celebrations of Palestinians. And I think we've gotten into a really scary place of us and them. I think it might be useful for me to share that I have lived in Israel a couple of years. For those of you that don't know, my husband is Israeli. My daughter has a dual citizenship. I have family in Israel. I have a lot of friends in Israel. And I also have a lot of, well, let me say this really, really clearly. I know a lot of amazing Palestinians and people who, the whole Palestinian thing is it's a problem. It's what's going on there is not okay. There's a lot of civilians inside of Gaza who are trapped. And if they speak out against Hamas, they are killed. And so what's happening inside of Gaza is really not great, to say the least. But when I see people celebrating what happened in Israel, I'm just completely scared for our human race that seeing people slaughtered is something to celebrate. There is, like, separating out what is happening for the Palestinians and for the civilians is different than what's happening with Hamas. And I was talking to a friend yesterday and he asked me, is it possible to do this with peace? And I shared with him that what I know of Gaza and what I know of Hamas is that their goal, there is no peace for them. Like their goal is to kill not only Israelis and not only Jews, but to kill Westerners. Like, it's not just about the Jews and the Israelis. It's about a mindset against Westerners. And their goal is not peace. There may be a lot of Palestinians inside of there who want peace and want freedom, but it's different than what happened with this attack on Israel. So I think, inside of my own Burning Man camp, we actually had a lot of Jews. We had a huge Shabbat celebration. And I just recently learned that there were some Palestinians in our camp that felt uncomfortable with it. And there were some great Palestinian people in our camp. And our Burning Man camp has a WhatsApp group, and they started talking about all of this. And I didn't feel safe to even share my 2 cents of what's happening because it has become scary to talk. It has become scary to share. And I think this is one of the most dangerous things. And so I did a lot of scrolling over the weekend, and I really wanted to know what was going on. How could this have possibly happened? And social media is not a place that I hang out, because I do notice it has a negative effect on my mental health. And so I don't spend a lot of time there. So it's very unusual for me to spend time there. I did it consciously. And then I also took a break yesterday morning, and I said, I need to connect with people. I need to call people I know. I need to bridge that connection and actually talk to people. And so I really encourage you, whoever you know, whether it's Jews or Israelis or Palestinians, whoever you know, call them, talk to them. We need to talk. We need to connect. It's, I have my own personal theory that I think there's probably a few people out there that this was desired by. Unfortunately, wars are really good for economies and power. And so I think that there's something that we all need to understand as humans, is that this is different. It's so complicated. But what we can do as humans is we can reach out and we can connect with each other. The more we divide, the more we don't talk, the scarier and more atrocious all of this is going to get. So whoever you are thinking of, allow yourself to actually pick up the phone and call. And the more diversity that you can be in connection with, the stronger all of us will be. The less we talk, the less we share, the less we connect, the less we reach out heart to heart, human to human. We need to do this. I have a really dear friend who I have not been in a lot of touch with, but I met her at a retreat center 15 years ago, and she's a Jew who married a Palestinian, and they are beautiful people who are working towards peace and working towards love, and they've developed schools and finding ways that Jewish kids and Palestinian kids and Muslim kids can all be together, and it's possible. But we gotta talk, we gotta connect, we gotta reach out to each other. So whoever you know, please reach out, please connect, please remember our humanness, and please try to understand that there is a difference between Palestinians and the attacks that happened on Israel on Saturday. I think that's the biggest message. And yeah, love is one of the most important and powerful pieces here. So the more we can reach out, the more we can come from acts of love, the stronger our world will be, the stronger our humanity will be. Okay, I know this is a really different video than normal. I did not want to be silent about all of this, so I am going to post this, and I'm open to feedback, I'm open to connection, I'm open to whatever your guys' responses are. Please do share this. And I also want to offer some few tools and tips for dealing with emotions, because this is for sure stirred up a lot of emotions. There was a huge festival there where I'm happen to be in the burner and festival community, so I'm guessing that many of you are there, and many of you can imagine what that would be like at 6 a.m. for, a terrorist attack to come through a party is just, wow. So I know that there are a lot of emotions being raised, and what I would really encourage you to do, and what I'm doing, is to actively spend time processing them, which means allowing the emotions to run through your body. It means breathing. It means observing the emotions and welcoming them and allowing them to be in our body. The sadness, the anger, the grief, the horror, all of these emotions are really important. And when we resist them, we actually create anxiety and depression and stress in our body. It's one of the big tools that I teach in my program. And so exercise is really good for actually really forcing our body to breathe and helping our issues move through our tissues. Go hiking, be in nature, allow your brain to try to make sense of it and to process through it. talk to your friends, spend time with your friends, hug each other, touch each other. Oxytocin is really powerful. Spend time on the earth, touch the earth, sit on the earth, walk barefoot on the earth. Do some yoga. Yoga is really powerful for getting our brains into our bodies and helping our emotions move through our bodies. So the idea is to most of us, when we experience emotions, our brains want to avoid emotional pain. That's a survival instinct. But then we're avoiding our human body and our human existence, and we create actually more issues for ourselves. And so actually actively trying to lean in and spend time and attention with our emotions and allowing them to be in our body, this is like deep work that I do with my clients, and I'm just giving you the bullet points. But the idea is like try not to distract and buffer, but try to actually, which means like avoiding our emotions, try to go in towards feeling your emotions and hugging each other. And I'm hoping that just by planting this seed and reminding you that there are options of what to do with these emotions, that's a good start. So thank you for your time and attention. Please do share this video. Please talk to each other. Please, please, please talk to each other. And sending you a big love and a big hug. And yes, okay, bye for now. I'll see you next week.